Do you ever find yourself in a situation where your brain immediately goes the history route? Well, Friday I found myself in that situation. And the way that my brain decided to solve it was I need a pair of Edwardian combinations. So, to that end, I got about 9.5 yards of cheap cotton muslin from Joann's. It's 100% cotton. And I had these two different laces in my stash. And then I had these two McCall patterns. So we've got M7626 and there are 11555 patterns. Together, these two patterns, if I take the bodice from 7626 and put it on for the bodice for view B minus the leg ruffle, I should have something that looks like an Edwardian pair of combinations. And I'm not going to use the bodice on this pattern because I need these combinations now, but I'm also planning on using them for a reenactment that I do at Halloween along the lines of the Spoon River anthologies, which is where you get actors telling stories of people in cemeteries. And I do that on a pretty regular basis, and I like to make costumes for it, for whichever one era that I'm portraying. So this year I was going to do it, realized that it's going to need way more time, so I am doing that for next year. But I need to start with the combinations, the first layer. And I think that I'm going to be able to do this. I'm not real keen on trying to get my brain to work around early math with trying to draft my own combinations, even if they are already pretty much drafted out. My brain is just not working like that these days. So we're going to go with Frankensteining something out of these two patterns.
Cloud. He had no difficulty knowing they lay west, for the sun was rising. Less than half its golden ball stuck above the ocean. He stared at that. The land slanted down enough for him to see waves crashing in violent spray on a rocky, boulder-strewn shore maybe half a mile away. An ocean to the east, stretching endlessly to the horizon and sun. If the snow had not been enough, that told him they were in no land he knew. Avienda
So I'm working on my combinations, and I realized that once I started getting the lace sewn on to these, there were some areas of structural concern where I realized that I really needed some reinforcement. And the main one of that is the shoulder straps. So I just yesterday put the first strap on, and I went in and hemmed everything up, and then I realized that with how delicate this lace is, it really needs something a little bit stronger right at these seams. So what I decided to do is I had some of this really fine, thin white ribbon in my stash. The same stuff that I'm using for the colored insertion lace for now. So I'm just going in on the inside of those shoulder strap seams with the ribbon and just putting in a little reinforcement strip. And then I'm also doing the same on the button band where the lace comes in there. So this is the front here, and again, same idea. Without that ribbon there, that's going to be very, very stretchy, and that's going to be where it's going to rip first. So I'm just going in now with the ribbon as a structural component to help with the longevity of the garment.